Hello, hello. Welcome into Anime Plus, episode 93. I'm alone in the studio. I don't have Zach here with me today, but I do have him on Discord. Zach, how you doing? How you feeling?
Good. I'm currently trapped because of construction in my house, so.
Yeah, kind of funny how that worked out. Yeah, he just randomly hit me up. He's like, yeah, I'm kind of trapped at my house right now due to construction. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it over there. I'm just like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to be flying solo in the beautiful studio. Of course, I'm not truly alone because I have the ever beautiful Josh Pillow alongside me, along with Squirtle. But yeah, overall, Zach, how you doing? How you feeling today?
I'm sort of okay about this week. Anime was sort of meh.
Yeah. It was kind of, I feel like, a lackluster week for some episodes. I mean, Bleach did a really good episode. Looking forward to chatting about that a little bit. My Hero was okay. Spy Family was Spy Family. It was okay.
Kids are dumb.
Yeah, kids are dumb. We'll dive into that. As well as, of course, our chapter ratings and everything. Can have a good time there. And then, friendly reminder, we will not have a episode next week of our normal stuff. We will put out an episode next week, but it will be the Tokyo Revengers spoiler cast. Since the series has come to a close, we're going to dive into that completely, our full thoughts on the entire series. So lots of spoilers on that. We haven't done something like that in a while, so we really want to do it again, but we don't normally record the week of Thanksgiving, so we're actually doing that literally right after this. So that we're just going to put that out in its place. So hopefully you watch that, give it some support if you're a fan of Tokyo Revengers and you don't really care about spoilers. We definitely appreciate the support on that because it may motivate us to do more spoiler stuff in the future. I don't know. We'll see.
Or if you finish Tokyo Revengers like the rest of us and you want to hear what we think about it after, 189 chapters? 98? Something like that? 200 something?
Are you talking about grand total?
Yeah.
Grand total is 278 was the final chapter.
278. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 278, the final chapter. So, yeah, going to give our full thoughts on that for next week's episode. So definitely give that some support. Like I said, we'd appreciate it. Maybe motivate us to do more spoiler stuff on manga. So we haven't done it in a while. Last time we did it was like One Piece and My Hero, like, God, almost 2 years ago now. Like, it's been a while since we've done a manga-related spoiler cast.
The spoiler we did on My Hero was about the stuff that's currently being aired on anime.
Yes. So, to put it in perspective, it has been a while since we've done it. So yeah, we definitely appreciate that support, as well as joining the Discord. Check us out on our website, spark3.com, all that good stuff. Check out Agent Inc. shop, buy an Anime Plus jersey. We'd definitely appreciate that. Some Rogue Energy, use our referral link to pick up some cans, because they are delicious, and we definitely recommend grabbing those. I think that's really the main points. So I'll start turning down the music and actually remember to turn it off this time, because the past few weeks I've just been like turning it down and it just like
play in the background.
It just plays the entire time, but no one can hear it. It's just how it is over there. But anyway, so before we get into things, do we want to give any special shout outs? Because I've got one. I texted you about it earlier and it was super cool. Shout out to Summertime Rendering getting a visual novel video game that is not coming to the West, and I'm very upset about that, but it makes sense. Yeah, it's called Another. Yeah, it does. It's called Another Horizon. It launches on Switch and PS4 in January, and honestly, I'm gonna hold out some hope that it's gonna get ported to the West. It's gonna be a while, but I'm gonna hold out hope for it. I watched the trailer for it, which came out like a couple weeks ago. Apparently, is when I missed this. But I thought that was really cool. I was just looking at, what all was coming out in January, because I was drawing a blank on like one particular game that I was looking forward to for January. Yeah, just scrolling through, reading all the games, and all of a sudden I see Summertime Rendering. I just went past it. I'm like, wait a minute, what? It's like, did that say Summertime Rendering? Oh, it did. Cool. So that's really exciting, man. If you haven't seen Summertime Rendering, definitely recommend trying to find a way to watch it. It's one of my favorite series of all time. It's amazing. I love it. It's absolutely incredible.
Apparently, in 2 weeks, we're 2 weeks away from the final episodes of Star Ocean JoJo coming out.
Yeah, that's about to drop, isn't it? The big batch
on Netflix, yeah. 25 to 38.
Also, what's about to drop on Netflix is Sonic Prime. Looking forward to watching that. Sonic Prime, the new show, new animated series.
That's a thing?
Yeah, it's a new show. Looks incredible. I can't wait. I am very excited for that. My camera's tracking me right now, but that's okay. But yeah, Sonic Prime dropping here. I think December 15th. So I'm really looking forward to that, honestly. Love me some Sonic. But other than that, I can't think of anything else to really shout out. I did see we did have a new series start in Weekly Shonen Jump. I have not read it, but I have seen where it is popping off in
Yes, it is
popularity.
popping off.
Yes.
It's like the death of the Ichinose family or something like that.
Yeah, it's something Ichinose, Deadly Sins or something like that, I think. Something along those lines. I don't know.
Mm,
But it's popping off in popularity. Put in perspective, it's popping off to the same level as like Riri Dragon did, which of
it
course
actually popped off more.
yeah, it did, which is, if anyone recalls that, I know it's been on hiatus for a while, but if anyone recalls that, that series popped off with its launch, like
Yeah, it's
tremendously.
called The Ichinose Family's Deadly Sins,
Right.
and its first chapter came out this past Sunday on in Jump.
Yep.
Did you read it?
I have not yet. No.
No, I didn't either.
I'll
I
probably
considered it.
I'll pick it up at some point and read it because I mean, there's like multiple new series that I have not read. Like I look at Shonen Jump app and I see all these series and I'm just like, oh shit, this is a lot more than I thought it started.
Let's see if my camera will pick it up. That's
Close.
the second page. It's a color page.
It's close enough. It's blurry, but yeah, you can kind of see it.
It's a nice little color page to start off the series with.
Yeah. Yeah, check that out at some point, as well as the Dragon one, because that one is still like immensely popular, even though it's on its hiatus due to the creator's health. So obviously,
Hmm.
big T's and P's there still. But I can't think of anything else to really shout out right now off the top of my head. I guess the last thing from me personally is I'm not going to say what yet because it could very well change very, very, very quickly. But
Okay.
as of now, we do, I think, have figured out what we're doing for Anime Plus episode 100. And it's a very large and ambitious project. One of the more ambitious projects that we've ever done. Like legit, it is huge. He's shaking his head for any of my audio listeners here. It is the probably one. I mean, would you say it's probably the most ambitious project we've ever done?
Nope.
What would you say?
Studio.
Well, that doesn't count. Take that out of the equation. That's always going to default to number one. I mean, like, let's look at this thing. This thing will always default to number one for most ambitious. But besides the studio, with in terms of our podcast episodes, would you say this is probably the most ambitious thing we've ever done? I think so.
Trying to get a hold of a Josh pillow.
That's also true. That was actually pretty tough. Lost one somewhere out in the world right now. Someone's got
It's
Josh.
somewhere out there.
Yeah, Josh. There's a Josh body pillow that someone's holding on to. That face right there on an actual body pillow, though, which ironically enough is what he's leaning up against right now. That blue pillow is a body pillow. So kind of ironic there. But yeah, somewhere in the world there is a Josh body pillow. But either way, what we may do for episode 100 to celebrate episode 100 is huge. Huge. We'll see if we actually pull it off though. If we don't pull it off, we'll just default to something else that's lazy.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, so we'll see if we can pull
It'll
it
just
off.
be a regular episode.
Yeah, basically. I will say this. I probably wish I would have thought of this idea like 2 months ago.
Yeah, it probably would have been nice.
Because we're under the gun now. We don't have a lot of time. Episode 100 is currently slated to be the first Thursday of the new year. So we are under the gun right now. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see if we can pull it off. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. It'll be a nice. It'll give some longevity to the channel, which is always nice. But anyway, I think that's it. At least for me. Zach, do you have anything that you want to shout out?
No, I don't think I got anything.
Okay. Let's go and jump into stuff then. Like we already kind of said, a little bit of a lackluster week for anime in our opinion. No Gundam this week though. One of the voice actresses, I think you said, is dealing with some health issues. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could find. I couldn't find any official thing about why the episode got delayed.
Okay, so yeah, no Gundam this week, but we still, of course, My Hero, Spy Family, To Your Eternity, Chainsaw Man, Blue Lock, and of course, Bleach. Where are we feeling like starting today with no Gundam in the slate?
Spy Family?
Yeah, let's get this over with. Kids are stupid. But it's kids are stupid, but I don't mean that in like a horribly mean way because it's like obviously we were kids and we reacted that. It's just the fact that like it's relatable. That's the point. It's relatable.
It's a very relatable thing.
Yeah,
because
it
in
is.
this week's
'Cause
episode was
I
a
used to
very.
do that same thing, overreact to something, not where you're not understanding something.
It was a heavy Eden's Academy of following the kids, and just the precept of how kids perceive things and
Yep.
understand them without the full picture of things. which leads to very dumb things.
Dumb scenarios, yeah.
We get introduced to this new kid, George, who's apparently the son of some pharmaceutical CEO, and happens to hear his father saying, "It's over. It's not going to be the same," or some crap like that. And the kid just assumes his family's going bankrupt and he's going to have to leave the school, and he has a grudge against Damien.
Yep.
Which Anya hears and whatnot. And the kid more or less tried to make the last goal, initially of his last day at the school, trying to get Damien expelled. Which fails miserably. He comes out like, my company's being bought up. My father's company's being bought up. We're going to be kicked out. I'm going to have to leave the school. And I have so many regrets. Which then proceeds to the class 3 doing a bunch of shit for him throughout the day.
One thing after another, where it's like, oh, I really want to have like the top shelf caviar just once. I don't know what I'm gonna do if I've never been able to have that level. You know, if I've never been able to have, I don't know what sort of regret I'm gonna have later. Just stupid shit like that. Where he's
I always wanted to know what it's like to have a Stella Star on.
Yeah, it's like, can I please wear it? You know, I always wanted to, he's just using them, you know, to get what he wants.
And it's just a whole big moment of all the kids being together trying to celebrate this classmate's last day. Where at the end of the day, they're all giving him stuff to remember by with the sunset and all this crap.
Yep.
Somehow they even got him a bouquet of flowers during the day.
Don't know where they got that from, but okay.
Yeah, but it's all just the kids doing really, emotional things for like young kids. To him taking all that stuff and going home, thinking it's his last day there. He's going to new school. To his father saying, "What? You're still going to school? Yeah. I mean, we were in financial issues. I mean, the Damien's father's company bought it. Yeah, they helped us out of a financial situation. I mean, I didn't know how to tell you, but I mean, this is great. But what do you mean you're going to school? Have you done your homework?"
Yeah, it's like, you're going to school tomorrow, like nothing, like normal. What do you mean? And he's just like going to school, just completely embarrassed and paralyzed. And you see him like walking by like Becky and Anya, and Becky's just like, I want you to give us back all of our stuff by the end of the day.
Yeah, because he does a whole walk of shame from the entrance of the school to the hallways in class, and everyone's just looking at him whispering because it was a whole spectacle the day before.
Yep. And Damien's just like, yeah, we expect you to pay us back for that juice and the caviar or whatever. It goes like we already kind of mentioned, it just goes into like how kids perceive things, you know, because I mean I've done the same thing as a kid where it's like you completely misunderstand what's happening in a situation and overblow it. Yeah, we've all done that as kids. You know, we've all been stupid kids, you know what I mean, doing something like that. So
because television, when I was a kid, I managed to convince like 20 people to scream as loud as they want because I made them believe that if we did it long enough, something that got stuck in a tree would fall off because the sound would break the branch.
See, we've all done dumb things as kids, man. And this episode highlighted that.
It was a great work because the teacher came over very confused why the fuck there was like over 20 kids screaming. And then no one could tell why we were screaming.
Right. See, we've all done dumb things as kids. It made the episode very relatable in that capacity. You know what I mean? And then the second half of the episode focused on, what was it again? Drawing a blank.
You're just literally, it was a whole thing of the morning where Lloyd's just like, hey, Anya, you need to stop forgetting stuff and being late, otherwise you're going to get more torturous bolts and get expelled. Then Lloyd and Anya leave. Anya goes to school, Lloyd goes to work, and George's cleaning up, and she looks in Anya's room, sees her gym clothes there, and she's like, did Anya forget these? Oh no, she's got to get expelled because she forgot her gym clothes. It's just you're trying to get her away to the school and then sneaking around so no one can discover that Anya forgot her clothes and get them to Anya.
All for Anya not to have gym class.
Yes. And we had a real weird moment where it just became Persona because George jumping in the alleyways between buildings with some real nice music.
Yeah,
for some reason.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing with the music. It was lyrical music. Like I said, it's like not like just like
it had lyrics.
Yeah, it's a lyrical song that's just it's going ham as she's just like jumping from building. I'm like, why?
Yeah, she's just parkouring across the building.
Yeah, it's like this was a choice, and I'm here for the choice, honestly. But I mean that
only for her to eventually find Anya, and Anya just go like, but we don't have gym class.
Yeah. Now I also
just crush your.
I also want to give a shout out. I don't think it was this episode. I think it was last week's. I didn't watch last week's episode until this week. But I just one quick little tidbit of just like it just made me just laugh my ass off was the little tidbit where Bond ate Yor's food when it fell on the ground, and you just see him just fall over and die, and Lloyd just walks in and just looks at Bond like, "What the fuck just happened?" That cracked me up. It's also a double whammy because he ate chocolate, so unfortunate there. But that was part of the joke, of course. But I don't know, just that scene of Lloyd just walking and just looking down at Bond dead on the ground just made me laugh. Of course, Bond's not actually dead. It's a kid show. Come on now. But yeah, I mean, it was all right. It was an okay episode. Nothing really right home. Where the hell is this season gonna end, dude? I don't know where it's gonna end.
I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot of this content because it's a bi-weekly manga, so like a lot of this I read like 2 years ago. I don't remember any of this.
The only thing I could think of is the hints, like we got with the first part of it, the hints of the whole bombing stuff and the animals. Is we get hints to the boat.
Okay, boat's a good.
I don't think we'll see anything because that's the only next major thing I can think of.
Yeah. It's also recent.
Oh no! Before the boat, there's the meeting at the school where we finally get the.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Meeting at the school, and then there was that multi-chapter of the tennis match, whatever, with the other coworker. The coworker. Have we met the coworker yet?
She has not come into the picture yet. She's gonna pop up in like an episode or two.
Yeah, and then her and Lloyd can go play tennis in that underground tennis ring.
And then you're still waiting for Yor being shot in the ass.
Oh yeah, that should be this season. That episode should be this season. I love that. I love those chapters. That chapter made me laugh so hard. Those are good chapters, man. But anyway, where do we want to go to now? Do you want to hit To Your Eternity? How was that? Season 2, episode 4?
I mean, it was also sort of lackluster.
Okay, so no crying today.
Yeah, no, it was mostly just focusing on Fushi's deciding that he's gonna do what Bond says and sort of hang around, and Bond more or less saying, "I will make your life great" and whatnot and stuff like that, and just following around Fushi, and more or less Bond. There's a whole thing where the two of them are talking, and Bond's just more or less like, "Fushi, you need to make friends or a lover, or one of the two. You need to live a little bit more."
Right.
And we have that whole interaction. There's the interaction where Fushi goes to get a horse, and the horse bites his leg. Then Bond loses his favorite handkerchief, and we see the little bigger servant go into the cesspool where the handkerchief is got and get it for Bond and everything. We have a moment where they're cleaning that handkerchief later, and Fushi's like, "Why do you do this?" Like, I would do anything for Bond, in which I remember how that relationship ends, but it doesn't reveal much other than they really care about Bond, and Fushi straight up asks them if they're in love with Bond, and all that fun stuff. And then the second half is Bond revealing that Bond can see ghosts.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty big reveal, honestly.
Yeah, him as a young boy trying to win the right to be the next king, and him meeting the ghost who's in the kitchen with the sword in his head, the one-armed ghost who taught him swordsmanship. Everyone looking at him weird because they don't see he's interacting with ghosts, but he's doing a bunch of this weird shit. Him getting told bedtime stories at night by a mysterious figure who's telling him Fushi. It does later reveal that it's the ghost of Tonari. And then showing how he found Fushi. And we get to see everyone's ghost. Gugu, March, the fucking bear, and Tonari. And then Tonari's bird just hanging around Fushi, and Bond just getting a nice smile. And just Tonari's, "You finally showed up, huh?" As they all continue to follow Fushi.
I love how the bear is never forgotten.
Yes.
The bear is always there, dude.
Yeah, because it's great because Tonari just tells Bond when he's a kid, he's like, "You'll find him. Just look, you'll see a person with just a gigantic shadow." And it's just Fushi walking in that bear shadow just all behind him over encompassing.
Yeah.
Walking down the street.
Shout out to the bear, dude.
The bear was the most unexpected character.
Right. The most unexpected character who is still completely relevant to this day.
Yes.
When he should have been, in theory, just like a quick little like one-off,
Really should have been.
Yeah, he really should have, but here he is, man. He's still a thing. And he's still a thing where we were in the manga too.
Yeah.
Yeah, still a prominent character. Was that the gist of it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so okay.
And then ends off with them heading out to go on some adventure since Fushi wants to go traveling.
Okay, gotcha. All right, well, I can hit Chainsaw Man, I guess, and then we can hit My Hero, Blue Lock, and Bleach, because all three of those I feel like were still pretty solid. Chainsaw Man was it was all right. I mean, it was Chainsaw Man, you know. I mean, the big focus is that they're figuring out that everyone's trapped on the 8th floor. That's the big focus of the episode.
Yeah.
You know, you get a little, tidbits of like Aki and how he started smoking because of Eye Patch Lady. Forgot her name. Drawing a blank on her name. I knew I should have got Chainsaw Man names on this list. For everyone to know, I did actually put names for Blue Lock and Bleach on our script from now on, so I don't forget names, because I do that a lot. That's how we get people like Mr. Sure from Platinum Man. Still don't know what his name is to this day. He's just Mr. Sure to me and Zach, because we don't remember his name. Either way. But yeah, the Eye Patch Lady, like, you get a little backstory between them and how, she basically really bullied Aki into start smoking cigarettes, which is a terrible thing to do, by the way. Horrible thing to do, but basically forced him into it, where she's like, I feel like we're going to be together for a while, so here, start smoking. He's like, no, I don't want to start smoking. It's bad for your bones. She's like, come on, you got to start smoking with me. We're going to be together for a while. He's like, fine. This will be the one and last cigarette I ever smoke. And then here we are. He's still smoking.
An addiction.
Yeah, she straight up bullied him into it. So that was really the big focus of the episode, is them discovering, like, oh, okay, we are trapped on this floor. Aki diving a little further into it. He's like, okay, the time has been stopped at 8:16 for a while. Time has stopped flat out. And he's just like going around trying to find the devil, that little devil that they killed an episode or two ago, whatever, with the little head and the feet. It is still alive, and now it's very large and disgusting. And it wants Denji. That's the big twist here, is that it wants Denji. Doesn't matter if he's alive or dead. He wants Denji's body. And like the scaredy chick, or Courage the Cowardly Dog. Shout out to that dub that someone did on Twitter. That was hilarious. They're the same fucking character. You
said that to me, and I just went, yep. That's the same character.
Yeah, same character, dude. That was a great dub over. But she's just like, Denji, take one for the team. Go kill yourself. Go jump into it. Let it kill you so we can get out of here. It's like, I want to go to college too. I'm here a devil hunter to make money for my older brother to go to college because he has all the talent. But I want to live my life too. And she's just like crying and scared and trying to stab Denji and kill him. The other guy, the other rando, he's kind of in the same boat after a while, where he's just like, yeah, Denji, fuck you, man. You go die so we can live. And Aki's the only one who's just like, no, he will not die here. And you start getting some nice teases for his sword, which is a nice little tease here for all the anime viewers, where he's like, I'm going to use the sword. And Eye Patch, chick is just like, absolutely not. Denji, sorry, bud. You're going to die before he uses that sword. And you do get a little bit of a tease for it, where the sword essentially, it could probably get them out of that situation if Aki used it. But every time he uses that weapon, it takes like years off his life. It's why she is dead ass determined for Aki not to use it. And this isn't all in this episode. I'm not spoiling future events here. So that was a nice little tease and setup for, because it started about midway through the episode. He's like, I could use my sword when we get out of here, and she's like, absolutely not. So it was a nice little tease to build up on that, and it's going to be further kind of explained later as the series goes on. And when it comes to the devil at hand here, he just starts kind of like going ballistic essentially and trying to get Denji, where he literally turns the entire building up on its side, where they're trying to run away from it in the hall. Just starts getting like that, and they're in separate rooms across the hall from each other and everything. And they're trying to stab Denji and kill him and throw him down. Aki takes a nice stabbing to the side there, protecting Denji, where he's just like, even though this dude deserves to get stabbed multiple times, no one's gonna die here. He will not die here. Aki protecting Denji, and Denji's just like, God, I can't believe you did that for me. And he's just like, all right, whatever. I'll go jump into it, but I'm not going to go down easy. I'm going to use the chainsaws. Yeah, he leaps down there into the devil's mouth, and starts.
Those are ridiculous panels from the manga too.
It is, yeah. He just jumps down in there and revs up the chainsaws, and that's the end of the episode. So the next episode is going to be a very bloody mess. But I do like how he says that. He's just like, I'll go, but I'm not going to go down easy. So I mean, it was all right, man. It was a lot of setup. You had some nice little comedic bits in here where didn't you just like, oh, have we figured out how to get out of here? It's just like, no, it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna take a nap. It'd be a shame if I didn't. This bed is really freaking sweet. I got to give props to the devil for this. And he just passes out, and Aki just looks at him. He's like, huh, he really just fell asleep. And then they managed to find like a little food, whatever, from like previous guests that had left it. And Power ends up eating all of it. When the other rando guy goes and he's like, "Oh, the food is gone. What the fuck?" And Power's just sitting there with crumbs on her face, and she's just eating it, whatever. And she's like, the random guy's like, "It was you. You ate all our food." And she's like, "Nope, it was Dingy. Dingy ate all the food." And he's just like, "Of all the blasters lies." So there was some nice little comedic bits in there here and there. But like I said, it was just a big setup episode. Big detailing of what the hell's going on, just to all lead up for a pretty big payoff next episode. So It was all right, man. Had some nice comedic bits, some nice nice funny moments. Some nice tease moments. It was overall just okay. My Hero though, season 6, episode 7, or 120 as a whole. This episode had one of my favorite. I wouldn't say like a top 5 favorite moment because this arc has a lot of incredible moments, but I'd say like a top 10, top 15 favorite moment of where Endeavor and Shigaraki is fighting, and Shigaraki just barrels his ass and is standing on top of him. He's like, "Hey, Endeavor, which arm is it? Is it this one?" Just completely mocking him. I love that scene. That is a nice little mock of Endeavor's pose after he just completely just barrels him to the ground. But I mean, what'd you think of this episode? I mean, I thought it was good. Had some unfortunate foreshadowing for a certain character. That was on one unfortunate part with Midnight there. But
I mean, overall, it was good. I mean, we did get the whole Shigaraki thing.
Yeah.
Deku and Bakugo stepping up during the moment where Shigaraki tried to go at Aizawa.
Yep.
After him trying to take Aizawa out with him still just staring at him, and just that, which was also a very interesting moment because Eraser just stood his ground, and those other two tried to block, and it sort of looked like they just jumped out of the way, honestly.
Right, and it's like, all right,
based on how the shot was done. But overall, I mean, it was very good. We got that whole thing. We did get the other end of the pro heroes trying to stop Gigamontia, and him just barreling through Mountain Lady.
Yeah, shout out to Mountain Lady, man. She's trying her best here.
Yeah, and then we also got the nice lead up to Midnight leaving Momo in charge, and Momo sort of deciding this is what we're gonna do, and ideally them gonna try fight Gigamontia in the next episode.
Yeah, and a couple of key things from this episode that's like really cool to kind of evaluate is just like really seeing how far the students have come. And it's mostly reference to Momo and Deku both really doing a lot more detailed thinking, which Deku already does anyway, and so does Momo. They're both obviously very intelligent. But in Deku's case, when him and Bakugo jumped into the fight to save Aizawa, like him saying that the worst thing that Gran Torino said, picture the worst thing that could happen. That's why one for all, whatever, can't be taken, whatever, however he worded it. But Deku pointed out the worst thing that could happen is they lost Aizawa, and that's double-sided, right? That's double-sided of one, losing their teacher, and two, him evaluating the situation that if they lose his quirk here, it's game over. Like everyone's dead. Period. So that was a nice little. Which again, Deku's already, Midoriya's already very good at that anyway. But that was just a nice little like in the heat moment of that character development of like evaluating what is the actual worst case scenario, and it wouldn't be Deku losing his quirk. That would probably be number 2 in this current situation. Aizawa losing his quirk would be number 1 because literally everyone will die. And then the other one on Momo's side of her just quickly evaluating it of Midnight sounded hurt. If she's telling me to use anesthetics to put him to sleep, that means she can't. It's like, why isn't she doing it? And just kind of piecing the puzzle together here of like, okay, why exactly we need to be the ones to do this when she can't do it? You know what I mean? So it's just good character development that you get to kind of witness between the students and just how much further they've grown. Same thing with the Bakugo jumping into the fight as well. Just again, all character development stuff, all really cool. Next few episodes should be really hype. But yeah, Maki is on his way though. He's just barreling his way through, just running down the mountain. Shout out to Mount Lady, though. She's trying her best and just ultimately failed. Where'd you go? Get back here. Zach has left me. He's left the scene, so we will continue on. But yeah, no, My Hero was pretty solid. Really enjoyed it. Looking forward to the next episode. And he's back. Welcome back.
Yes. But overall, great, good episode. Probably the best episode of the week, honestly, because a lot of stuff was very lackluster.
Yeah.
Personally.
Well, I don't know. I thought Blue Lock was really good. Blue Lock episode 6. I really enjoyed this one. You know, this the main focus of the episode is going up against Team W, which immediately started off with the game planning and stuff. And our normal leader of the planning shows up unreasonably late. You know, apparently he played it off that he fell asleep in the bath or whatever. And then once we get into the game, you know, you get introduced to like our two main antagonists, our two main characters for Team W being the Wananami brothers, Junichi, who's the sad face and doesn't talk, and Kisuki, being like the happy face and the one that does talk. Basically talks for his brother, which is a nice little dynamic of like where he says basically what he's thinking. He's like, that's what my brother would say right now, because his brother just is not talking. But, you know, as they're going into this game, one thing that's immediately apparent is seeing that Chigiri knows these two from like his past and stuff, because they start prodding him. It's like, hey, isn't that like the glass striker? So it's like, oh yeah, watch out, his leg might implode on him or something, which further puts Chigiri in a spot of basically being unable to really do anything. And that's how he is still throughout this whole episode, even though there's those obvious teases to where Chigiri is setting up for something, you know, something probably pretty big in this match in particular, you know, because of how, you know, these two know each other, you know, the history there. So Chigiri's probably going to have his moment probably next episode, if I had to guess. Zach can confirm when he's back. But overall, like, you know, those are nice little tidbits, because it was quick little tidbits to sprinkle it there that, oh, they know him, they're prodding him, you know. And there's a closing tidbit of Chigiri watching the situation unfold. And that was really his only purpose in this episode. So it's going to really set up for a really nice payoff next episode. But, you know, as this match is going on and everything's just going wrong, Kuen, who is the guy who's like the leader of the team and essentially the planning, the guy with his eyes always closed is how I have it defined here. You know, he gets a couple of goals. He's really pumped up and stuff. But then after he gets those 2 goals, it's like, he starts missing some blocks that he should have blocked, you know, resulting in scores for Team W. And as it's going on, Isagi's kind of picking up on it, where he thinks Kuen is backstabbing him, because at one point in a quick passing after, you know, Kuen let a goal go in, you know, he thought he saw, you know, Isagi thought he saw Kuen smiling about it, but he's like, oh no, I'm just imagining things. And then after it happened again, that's when he's like, he started to kind of put the pieces together that Kuen seems to be betraying them. And when he does actually confront him on it, the Wanami brothers, both just like, just go ahead and give it up, whatever. And they basically to say that, you know, he came in and set up this big plan for them. You know, it's a big double crossing. And I'm going to be really curious to where we go from here with Team Z, because, you know, Kuen further detailed, he's like, look, I don't give a fuck if this is a team loses, because they've already set it up with Blue Lock, where it's like, hey, you know, if you get the most scores and stuff, you can still move on to the next stage and everything like that. Like, all I got to do is get my goals and keep on moving, keep on going. So that was a nice, interesting twist there, because I mean, I personally didn't see someone backstabbing. It makes sense to me, though. I mean, I'm not surprised by it, but I haven't thought that over the past 5 episodes. So I will be kind of curious to see exactly how this will play out for Team Z going into future episodes. I feel like I've personally gone as far as I can go here. Zach, are you there? Where did you go? What is happening? Are you okay? Are you dying? Do I need to call an ambulance? Where are you? I actually have no idea where Zach went, folks. He's even got his mic muted here on the on Discord. I don't know where he went, but I'll follow up with him on Blue Lock whenever he gets back. You know, kind of get his thoughts. But in the meantime, if you could go check out Agent Ink, link down in the description below. Go buy our jersey. It's pretty sick. I don't have mine yet, but I'm going to get it soon. I do have my Terrible Football Show jersey, and that's pretty sick. So definitely check out the Terrible Football Show jersey as well. The Game Static jersey, the Sparky 3 jersey. We also have a couple of hats that you can pick up, and we definitely appreciate that. You can use Affirm to pay later if you don't want to drop all the money right now to get these jerseys. And we definitely appreciate that support. Zach is back. Zach, are you actually back this time?
I don't know. It depends on whether work keeps bothering me.
No, well, that is fair. That is fair. Blue Lock, though, I kind of went through my big spill, my total thoughts. I don't know how much of it you heard.
None.
Okay, well, I went through my big spill on it, and some of the things that I was kind of talking about is all like the little teases that we got in this episode with Chigiri, whatever, is setting up for what's going to, I'm assuming, a pretty nice payoff, probably like the next episode, or the next couple episodes. I would assume, I don't know, because it really points that way between our two brothers that clearly know him and antagonizing him to the end shot of the episode where Chigiri's watching on and watching this unfold. It feels like we're getting a pretty nice payoff that's going to come out of that. And then also kind of curious where we're going to go with Team Z going forward with this betrayer. Is he going to be welcomed back in open arms, or are they going to kick him in the nuts and tell him to piss off? Overall, what was your thoughts of this episode and kind of where we're going?
I mean, overall, it was very well done with the whole build up, the slight foreshadowing that gets mentioned at the beginning of the episode, leading to actual match, and then Kuon's eventual betrayal.
Yep.
With Team W and him just moving like, yeah, no, our team sort of sucks. I'm just gonna secure my own safety by getting
my
the most goals
and move on. Yeah.
And overall, it was very nicely done. And then leading into how they're gonna do something with this 12 versus 10 match, which is very not open soccer.
Right. Yeah. Now, what about Chikiri? How are we going on that one? Am I on the kind of the right mark here that we're going to get a nice payoff soon, or what?
We're gonna get something out of it, yeah.
Okay. Well, is it something nice though? Something cool?
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe.
Good. Maybe. Oh man, it's a little doubtful there. I'm not sure how to feel about that. But I mean, overall, I like this episode. I like this episode a lot, honestly, and I'm looking forward to seeing the next episode. I'm like I said, I'm mostly looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with Team Z, kind of going forward. You know what I mean? Like, is he still going to be part of the squad just because he has to be, or is he going to get kicked out or whatever? Like, I mean, that's one of the biggest things that I'm really curious about is kind of where we're going to go from here on that. And then also, I'm still waiting for the for the payoff with Chigiri.
Yeah.
But overall, I really enjoyed this episode. That was pretty solid. Where are you on the manga now? How far are you now? I know you've been reading it.
I actually haven't read anymore since I last left it up. So I'm currently still on chapter 99.
Okay. What's the current chapter that's out? Do you know?
Let me see if I can pull it up or not.
Okay. Kind of curious how far along the series is. I may pick it up and give it a read, especially now that we're down Tokyo Avengers from Weekly Shonen Magazine.
Well, I don't know what it's trying to do. And
it's not confirmed, but I feel like we're getting closer and closer to being down Eden 0 personally.
Based on this site I use, it's 196 chapters.
I could probably swing that pretty quick. I may check it out. Like I said, especially since Tokyo Avengers is now off the slate for us.
Yep.
May check out Blue Lock Manga, have another Weekly Shonen Magazine series part of the lineup. May also look at some other Weekly Shonen Magazine stuff and see if there's something else. I need to pick back up Ranger Reject is what I need to do. That's one I need to do. It's getting its anime. I need to pick that one back up. It's been a while since I've read it. I last read it when I think the Blue Keeper was about to fuck shit up. So it's been a while. It's been a while since I've read it. So I need to pick that one back up, honestly. So that's probably what I'll do. Because I don't think that other series that piqued my interest, Second Break, I think it got axed.
Oof.
I think it did. I could be wrong. Let me Google that real quick. I'm pretty sure it got axed. Second Break.
That's rough, considering it seemed like it had a fairly decent concept.
I thought it was a neat premise, honestly. Let's see. Let's go to my anime list. I don't see anything where it says if it's over or not. It might be over. Oh, yeah, it's over. It's dead. It died in July.
Damn.
RIP.
It didn't last long at all.
Yep, it ran from December 1st to July 20th. That is unfortunate. Oh, now I'm kind of curious. What is in Weekly Shonen Magazine right now? Let me see if I can pull it up on Twitter. The twatters. Shout out to Twitter, just about to implode here soon. My God, dude, what a turn this has been. All right, so let's see here. I'm just looking at author comments. I don't think this is Weekly Shonen. That is definitely not Weekly Shonen Magazine. This one's Weekly Shonen Magazine. Let's see if there's anything else that I could see that I may check out. Well, I do need to end up getting around to reading Shangri-La Frontier as well. That one's getting its anime. So that's another one I could potentially pick
Yeah.
up. But Blue Lock is definitely one as well. All these comments are so nice, though. I love these comments. They're all just giving Ken Waki, all of his praise for Tokyo Avengers. So that's nice. Except for the author for Ranger Reject, he says, "I think I'm gonna go with Fukoko as my starter." Oh man, that's funny. At least they're being real about it.
There's always one.
There's always gonna be one. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, Blue Lock good this week. Now Bleach. I would say for me personally, Bleach is probably the highlight of the week of all the shows. I would go ahead and say it was my favorite episode of the week, in my opinion. I mean, it was a good episode. It was Captain Yamamoto going up against Yoichi, I believe is how you pronounce his name. I listened to it multiple times in this episode, and I swear to God, when Yamamoto said his name, I was like, the way you're saying it does not even look close to how it's spelled. Like, I don't know what you're saying right now. I'm gonna be real. I just don't. I really don't. But our antagonist, the lead Quincy, the Almighty, Yoichi, whatever his name is. It's just a big fight. Honestly, all of this episode is Yamamoto just smacking the shit out of him like the entire time, where like he uses his Bankai, but like his Bankai is just like his sword just like gets inflamed. That's it. Doesn't transform. Like the blade itself just looks like molten lava, basically, like molten rock.
Super simple.
Yeah, very simple. They're like, is that it? Is that all it does? And it could slice through anything, and it's just like this sheer amount of heat that is produced. And Yamamoto is like thinking that he's big dick over here, and he's just like, yeah, you haven't stolen my Bankai, because you can't. I've never shown you the full extent of my Bankai, even over 1,000 years ago when we fought. You can't take this power. And he's just like completely dog walking him, dude. Like, he's just getting fucked up. He's showing him like, with the help of his Bankai, basically showing each like former comrades of his that has been killed and stuff. It's like, if you want to get to me, you got to slice through your former comrades and stuff. And the whole episode. I mean, as an anime viewer, that shit's not gonna be this easy. Like you know it's not.
Yeah.
But the way the episode is perceived is basically he is just beating the shit out of him and just making him seem like complete and utter wimp. Even to the point where Yamamoto basically slices them in half, and it's just like, all right, cool, that's done. Job, mission accomplished. You get, throughout this episode, it has some very nice visuals in terms of going back and forth between like the young Yamamoto and the present Yamamoto in terms of like their previous fight. So that was a really nice dynamic of seeing both sides of it from 1,000 years ago and what's happening right now. So that was really cool to kind of go into for this whole episode. But as for where we are with this fight, once he starts walking away thinking he's done, that's when you see there was like an explosion or something, and another Yoichi comes there, and you see the one that was sliced in half is, I forgot his name, but I think out of the letters, because all these people of this Quincy group, whatever, they're all just a letter, whatever their name is. This one was Y.
Okay.
I think it was Y or R, one of the two. And it was basically just a guy who can turn himself into anyone else. So he posed the Yoichi the entire time, and just to fill in why Yoichi went to go completely annihilate like First Division. First Division's completely destroyed right now. And whenever he gets there, and Moto's starts like, "Oh, you bastard! Oh, you tricked me!" It's your mark anime here. That's when Yoichi steals his Bankai. He's like, "It's not that I couldn't steal it. It's just like I'm the only one that can control it. So I was just telling him just to wait till I got here to steal it." So yeah, Captain Yamamoto's Bankai has now been stolen, and the final shot of the episode was a really, really sick shot, especially how it was visually done, with where like completely like black and white with almost the painted style red of blood. Looked super cool. It was just because like the shot went from pure black to this white, background and everything of black and white colors with the paint of where it looks like a painted of blood of Yamamoto's like shoulder completely just being sliced in half. You know, it was an up close shot, and that was the end of the episode. And there were some other little tidbits that you got in here, like you got a quick one of Uryu, you know, looking at this book that he found in his dad's office about this head Quincy and the battle 1,000 years ago. So you got that wasn't a long sequence. That was maybe a minute to 2 minutes. I think I could be wrong on that. So it was just, again, it was teases for bigger things to come. Because while I have not read this arc, while I was getting like this list of names here, I did see something that I did not know when it comes to his character that is obviously being set up for later. So, you know, it had that nice little tease, cool fight, beautiful animation with the flames and how he's just completely destroying everything around him. You know, overall, it was a very good episode, in my opinion. It was the episode of the week. It was one of the hypest episodes of the week. A lot, especially on the internet, everyone was very, very hyped at this episode. And then next week will give us that incredible shot that was very heavy in promotion of Ichigo standing in the rain just to turn around and get slapped in the face in true Bleach fashion. Like when I talked to Diaz about it, where it's just like, you know, I watched the trailer before I got to the arc and I saw that sick shot of Ichigo standing in the rain where it's panning up, you know, and I messaged Diaz about it as soon as I read the chapters that was based around. I'm just like, so the marketing really focuses on that shot just for immediately after Ichigo to go get slapped into the mud. And Diaz is like, yeah, basically. It's like, it's such a cool shot of like, oh, Ichigo's going to save the day. Nope.
Never does.
Yeah, basically. At least not first try.
Wow.
Yeah. But like I said, it was overall a very hype episode. You know, focusing all on Yamamoto. It was very, very visually well done. And that's the main thing. This was such a visually cool ass episode. And now we're almost done with part 1 of Bleach. Very sad.
Yeah.
Of this particular anime of Bleach. Very sad. I did see where the Blu-ray of part 1's coming out in like April.
Damn, that's some quick turnaround.
Yeah, I know. And, you know, part 2 starts in spring, so at least we'll have something for spring, because this past spring fucking sucked.
Yeah, I don't remember what came out spring.
That was one where we had Sabuki Bisco.
So the entire season we missed. Cool.
Yeah, the entire season of anime that we basically missed. You know, with Love of Kill, Sabuki Bisco, and the Land of Liadel. And what else did we have? I don't remember. Those are the only ones I remember. I don't remember anything else, honestly. I'll be real with you.
I don't either. I know there was something else we were watching.
We tried Orient and dropped it very quickly.
Which that got like a second season.
Yeah,
I think it has a third season on the way too.
Yeah, it got its second season. Well, we actually started that in winter, didn't we? That was a January show, and we dropped that very quickly because it got its second season in summer.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we dropped that one very, very, very fast. Well, the general conception of Orient is that it's apparently just a better read. The anime was not done very well. That was the general conception. I don't know. Sooner or later, it was also Tribe 9. That's right. Tribe 9 is what else we were watching.
Oh yeah, I never finished that one either.
I didn't either.
What a shame. Was spring season.
I know, man. Especially, you know, with Tribe 9, I dropped it as soon as our main character died. Because he did die. Like,
yes.
Yeah, you won. He did die. I don't remember his name, but the cool character that I thought was going to definitely not be dead, he is definitely dead. So that was unfortunate. Never picked it back up after that. There's still a mobile game for it coming on the way. Just like apparently there's one for Talk Hop Destiny. God knows when that's going to come out.
It's supposed to come out this year, but we got a month left. So
yeah, so it's not coming out this year. Yo, dude, for real, Talk Up was such a good show. I want to rewatch that one soon. That was such a good watch last fall.
And it had no base background like not Tribe 9 did, so.
Yeah, I know. Talk Up was so good, dude. I really enjoyed Talk Up a lot. All right, so again, no Gundam, so a little bit faster on the anime watches this week. So what would be your favorite episode of the week?
My Hero.
Mine would be definitely Bleach. Okay, so we'll get to chapter ratings. It's not really a big deal that we're going to wrap the show up under an hour because we are immediately turning around and doing our Tokyo Avengers episode. So that's good for us. That's good for us is the main thing, is that, you know, we're doing another episode immediately after this. So that's cool that we're going to wrap up in an hour. I like that a lot. All right, One Piece 1066. So we got the official reveal of Vegapunk.
Hey.
Jesus Christ, he's goofy as shit. Like when he got it revealed in the leaks and Josh sent it to me and Josh was like, You know, after everything that you told me about what One Piece Red is like, which by the way I saw it for a second time, still as much of a fever dream as it was the first time. But yeah, Josh, like after you told me everything about Red and after seeing Vegapunk's design, I am fully under the boat right now that Oda is on acid. And I'm just like, bro, I'm telling you. Like this man is high as a kite right now finishing up this
I think
series.
he's just now doing this thing of like, I want to finish One Piece, but I also want to see how much my editors will let me get away with.
Yes. And with how Vegapunk looks, I think that's 100% it. I mean, I will say the chapter itself, though, while it did get the reveal of Vegapunk, like the past Vegapunk, because there was a sequence where you get to see him of the past and you get to see him in the present.
Okay.
That was all cool and all, but the biggest focus of this chapter, without doing tremendous spoilers for people, diehard One Piece fans, is that if you're a Nico Robin fan, you will absolutely adore this chapter. You will absolutely love what happens for her in this chapter. It is a very warm feeling of just what happened. So with that, I give it a 10. I give One Piece a 10 this week because I'm a massive Nico Robin fan. She's probably my favorite
Everything was a fever dream, and she's still in En's lobby.
No, not that. It was a very heartwarming thing for her. It was. If you're a Robin fan, you will love this chapter. My Hero on a Break as well as Black Clover. So JJK 204.
Josu does stuff.
That's cool, I guess.
I'll give it a 7.
Mission.
We got a nice little light at the end of. I'm an only child, but good job, big brother.
All right, Mission Yozakura Family 154. I'd give this one an 8, but if I had to take the last page alone, gets a 10. The last page alone gets a 10, but the chapter itself probably an 8. I'm really pumped for the next chapter, though. I am so excited because the next chapter should be, or at least based on the tease, a very epic tease, by the way, should be the father of this generation of the Yozakura family versus Korichiro, the eldest brother. Which one of the biggest teases and one of the biggest things about this is that we're now 154 chapters in, and Korichiro has never revealed his blooming. Which is which is the eyes thing, right? Because his eyes are always closed. He's never opened his eyes once in 154 chapters, except one time against his father. When they were at like the I think it was the Spy Association when Toya was trying to talk to the leader of the Tempo group, whatever. The father attacked. There was one little tease in those chapters when the father attacked, where Korichiro barely opened his eyes and you see the glowing, and that was it. Other than that, he's never revealed his blooming. He's never opened his eyes. And like he even addressed that last chapter, I think, where he's just like, for my power, it can only be used against him. It will only be used against him. So we're getting some big it's almost time. His blooming is coming, and I'm ready for it. I'm so pumped. Undead Unluck 135. I would give this one probably a 7 or 8. This chapter is just a big getting the gang together sort of vibe. Since we're in the new loop and everything, and she's doing everything that she can, Fuko, to prevent people's unfortunate tragic life, you know what I mean, of getting all these negating abilities. But right now it's just basically getting the gang together with not having their tragic life, whatever happened to get their negating ability. Mashle 132.
I'll give it a 7.
Give it a 7 as well. Sakamoto Day is 95.
I'm giving it an 8.
7. Elusive Samurai 96. I mean 86.
This kid's a fucking freak.
Oh God, again? Again? Okay.
I'll give it a 9.
Blue Box 77.
9.
I give it a 9. A big sad. P6 57.
I'll give it a 6.
Akane-Banashi 38.
7.
So I saw the leaks for Boruto, which I will rate here in a couple of weeks back when we come back, and we'll be with our first live episode with episode 95. And what the fuck happened from where we got last chapter to what I saw? It's like what the fuck kind of turnaround was that? So
time skip?
Maybe. So I don't know. We'll see. Chainsaw Man 111.
I'll give it an 8.
I'll give it an 8 as well. It was very wholesome at first. And then it ended with awe.
First.
Yeah, then it ended with the awe. Kaiju 75.
I'll give it an 8.
8 as well. All right. Tokyo Revengers 278. The finale.
You skipped Spy Family.
Oh, did we have a new Spy Family chapter?
Yep.
I did not read that one then. Whatever the number was, what would you rate it?
Rip.
Well, yes, I did. Yes, I did. This was the one with the Anya reading the mind of the bomb, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I did read this. Never mind. I did read this.
She's so brave.
Yeah.
Ting, 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 ting.
Yeah, I'm good. It's like, oh, what are you doing? I don't want to die. Okay, I did read this. I'd give it an 8.
I'll give it a 9 just for that stove shit.
Okay. So yeah, Tokyo Revengers 278, the grand finale of Tokyo Revengers. How'd you feel about it?
Honestly, if we didn't have the previous chapter, I would have actually been okay with it. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, the previous chapter ruined it for you.
Yeah, I mean, I overall I enjoyed the final chapter. I give it an 8.
Okay, I'd probably give it an 8 too. I mean, we'll dive more into Tokyo Revengers in that episode 94. We'll dive more into that and our full thoughts on it in full spoiler fashion. But I mean, we'll dive into it next episode. Make sure to tune in to episode 94 next week. Rent a Girlfriend 259 did not read this one. I don't think it popped up for me. I was trying to check it, never popped up. Eden Zero 216 did not get around to reading this one either.
I'll give it a 7.
Okay. 70 Cents for the Apocalypse did not read this one either. Tokyo Revengers is the only one I read from Weekly Shonen Magazine. My bad, guys. My fault. Webtoons Unordinary 283.
7.
Blake
has it rough.
What now?
Blake has it rough.
True. I give it an 8 personally. I really enjoyed. There's a lot of things about this chapter I enjoyed. Weak Hero 216. Jack needs to calm the fuck down. Jack needs to chill.
He never told us to wham.
Yeah.
8.
Eleceed, 8 for me as well. Eleceed 195.
8.
Down to Earth 121. I'd probably give this one a 9. We're about to get some spicy shit going down soon. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be good. Mage Demon Queen did not read. Everything else that I have here was on a break. So favorite chapter of the week, One Piece. I enjoyed it. I'm a Robin fan. I'm here for it.
Blue Box.
Blue Box. Okay. All right. Well, we've made it to the end of this episode. We're going to immediately turn around and do the Tokyo Avengers spoiler cast. Again, we'd really appreciate the support on checking that one out to motivate us to do more of those. They've usually done pretty well for us in the past. But again, it's been a while, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this one does for us. But Zach, you got anything else involving anything we chatted about here today you want to follow up on?
No, I don't really got anything.
All right, I'm going to hit the music. We're getting out of here.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. If you're watching this on the Sparky YouTube channel, you can subscribe there. And you can definitely go to the Animan Plus channel and subscribe there. It really help us out there. Thank you very much. Bye.
Do everything he said and more. Like checking us out at sparky3.com. You can sign up for free or you sign up $5 a month. As well as check out our Agent Inc. shop. Link down in the description below to pick up an Animan Plus jersey or a jersey of any of the other shows. We definitely appreciate that support. Use our referral link for some Rogue Energy. Join the Discord. And I think that's really the main things. Wayward Beard Company, Red Dragon, shout out to all those. Follow us over at Twitter. Shout out to live shows starting with Animan Plus episode 95 here in a couple weeks. That's really exciting. And I guess with that said, see you guys in a couple weeks with the normal show. Again, please make sure to check out the Tokyo Revengers spoiler cast next week, as long as you're cool with spoilers. We'll probably start the show very briefly with general thoughts of Tokyo Revengers. If you want to know our thoughts on the series as a whole in a non-spoiler fashion, probably about 2 minutes. And everything else is spoilers. So if you don't care about spoilers, please tune in. And we'll see you then. Bye.